Welcome to Kindness Stories, where the smallest act of kindness can lead to the biggest changes in someone's life. If you believe in compassion, justice, and the strength to stand up for what's right, you're in the right place. Make sure to subscribe for more powerful real-life and fictional stories that will inspire you. Now, let's begin today's story. It was the first day of senior year, and the morning sun was just starting to peek through the clouds. The small town of Crestville was alive with the buzz of school buses, sneakers hitting pavement, and the chatter of students reconnecting after summer break. But not everyone was excited about this new beginning. Nia Williams adjusted the strap on her backpack and took a deep breath as she stepped off the city bus. She had just moved from Atlanta to Crestville with her mom, and everything about this town felt unfamiliar. The winding streets, the pale brick school building, the clusters of students who all seemed to already know each other. She was the only black student in sight. Nia's heart beat faster as she approached Crestville High. She wasn't new to being the only black girl in a class, but something about this town felt different. It was quieter, colder, like an undercurrent of judgment hung in the air. She kept her head high, reminding herself what her mother always said: you don't have to belong to anyone but yourself. She crossed the old stone bridge that led from the bus stop to the school entrance. It was a beautiful structure, aged stone, carved railings, ivy growing up one side, but Nia had no time to admire it. A group of boys stood in the center of the bridge, blocking the path. They all wore varsity jackets. Their laughter echoed down the narrow space. "Hey," one of them said, stepping forward. He was tall, with blonde hair slicked back and a smug look on his face. His name was Trent. "Lost, little girl?" Nia paused, gripping the strap of her backpack a little tighter. "No, I'm on my way to school." Another boy snorted. "What school? You sure you belong here?" Nia met Trent's eyes. "I'm sure." Trent's smile disappeared for a second, then twisted into something crueler. He stepped aside mockingly, making a grand gesture with his arms. "Be our guest. Just don't slip off the edge. The bridge can be tricky if you're not from here." Nia walked past them slowly, refusing to look back as their laughter trailed behind her. She reached the school building and went inside, trying to shake the encounter from her mind. But the stares didn't stop once she entered the hallway. They followed her from classroom to classroom, curious, skeptical, sometimes unfriendly. During lunch, Nia sat alone. She pulled out her sandwich and stared at it, her appetite gone. She missed Atlanta. She missed her friends, the familiar faces, the feeling of blending in. But most of all, she missed feeling safe. Just as she was about to take a bite, a shadow fell across her table. "Hey, new girl," a voice sneered. She looked up. Trent again. He and his friends stood around her table, trays in hand. One of them pretended to trip, and suddenly a carton of chocolate milk spilled all over her sandwich and books. "Oh no," the boy said, laughing. "Clumsy me." Nia stood up, her fist clenched, but she didn't say a word. "What, you gonna hit me?" Trent said. "That how it works where you're from? Leave me alone," she said quietly. Double quotes. "Oh, so you do talk." Trent smirked. "You think you're better than us or something?" Nia didn't answer. She picked up her soap books and tray and walked away. The cafeteria was silent for a moment. Then the whispers started. No one said anything to her, but everyone had seen what happened. That night, Nia cried in her room. Her mom knocked on the door, but Nia didn't want to talk. How could she explain that the world felt like it was pushing her down every time she stood up? The next morning, Nia dreaded walking to school, but she forced herself to go, one step at a time. When she reached the bridge, she stopped. Trent and his friends were waiting again, but this time, she didn't look down. She walked straight up to them. "Move," she said calmly. Trent laughed. "You're funny. You really think you can talk to me like that?" "Move," she repeated. Trent stepped forward, face inches from hers. "Make me." Nia didn't blink. "I don't have to. The fact that you're still here, wasting your time, tells me all I need to know." Trent faltered for a second. Just then, a voice called out behind Nia. "Hey, Trent, what's the problem?" It was a teacher, Mr. Landon, the track coach. He walked up, eyeing the group. "Nothing," Trent said quickly. "Just chatting." "Then you won't mind moving along?" Mr. Landon said. Trent and his friends stepped aside. Nia walked past them, chin high. In class that day, something changed. A girl named Ava, who had been watching since the first day, slid into the seat next to Nia. You okay? She whispered. Nia nodded. You want someone to sit with at lunch today? Nia looked up, surprised. She nodded again. Lunch was different. Ava sat with her, along with a few other students who had seen the bullying and felt ashamed they hadn't done anything sooner. Word started to spread about how Trent had targeted Nia just because she was different, and how she'd stood her ground. It wasn't long before other students started speaking up. One boy came up to Nia after history class. I saw what Trent did. It wasn't right. I'm sorry. Another girl added, if he says anything again, let me know. He's been getting away with this stuff for too long. Trent didn't stop right away, but now people weren't laughing with him. They were staring at him with disgust. Even the teachers started paying more attention. One afternoon, after school, Nia saw a poster for the student council election. She hesitated, then walked up to the table. You thinking of running? The advisor asked. Maybe. Nia said, is that okay? It's more than okay. We could use your voice. A week later, Nia's name was on the ballot for student council president. Trent's face when he saw it was a mix of rage and disbelief. She doesn't even go here. He scoffed. She goes here now, Ava said, standing behind Nia, and she's got more courage than you ever will. Nia didn't campaign with flashy posters or promises. She told her story. She stood in front of the school auditorium and talked about feeling invisible, about being targeted, and about the importance of standing up for yourself and for others. By the time the votes were counted, it wasn't even close. Nia had won. As student council president, Nia pushed for real changes. She organized assemblies on diversity, started a peer support group, and met with the principal to discuss disciplinary reforms. Slowly, the school climate began to shift. Trent was eventually suspended after another student reported his bullying. Without his power, he faded into the background. Nia never looked for revenge. She looked for justice, and in doing so, she inspired dozens of other students to find their voice too. 1 year later, as Nia stood at graduation in her cap and gown, the principal handed her a special award for leadership. Through adversity, the crowd rose to its feet, clapping thunderously. Among them were the very students who had once stared at her with suspicion, now cheering for her strength. And as Nia crossed that old stone bridge one last time, she didn't feel fear. She felt pride, because she had faced hate with grace. She had answered cruelty with courage, and in doing so, she didn't just change her story, she changed the school's story too. Thank you for watching Kindness Stories. If this story moved you, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And remember, kindness isn't weakness, it's power. Use it.